Just click on the raise hand feature.
Taryn, hey, congratulations for one. Good to see you. Hey, what's it feel like? I mean, to be an Olympian and was this always a dream for you? Maybe not beach per se, but to play in the Olympic Games. Was this a lifelong dream?
Yeah, it was, as you said, it was definitely not in beach. I did not see myself as a beach Olympian, probably ever. Like that was never in my idea of what I wanted to do. Yes, indoor Olympic volleyball was a dream. Uh, Played it for forever. I just wanted to grow and grow and grow and get as good as I could. And then when everything changed with COVID and me moving over to beach volleyball and falling in love with that, that's when my Olympic beach volleyball career or dream started.
Just to follow up here, when did you realize that your game translated to beach and that you could be really, really good on the sand?
Oh my gosh, that's a fantastic question because if you ask anybody when I was out at practice, so I was mortified because I was so horrible. It was embarrassing. I couldn't walk in the sand. I couldn't jump. Somebody would set me a ball and I would hit it to the bottom of the net every single time for the first year, and it was so embarrassing. So when I finally realized, I think it took about a year and a half because it was October of 2021, or sorry, October of 2020, that I really realized that I could actually do this.
All right, Clayton, we'll go to you.
Hey, Taryn, congratulations, first of all. Whether it's indoor, beach, discus, whatever it is, to have the term Olympian, associated with your name, no matter what happens from here on in, what does that mean to you? And has that sunk in yet?
Well, it literally like makes me cry every time because it's so cool. And sorry. I finally realized it this last week. We were at Kristen's high school. We did a assembly, and we walked in, and it was everybody that she knew, and they started chanting USA. And I'm so sorry, I'm crying, but it was like the coolest thing ever. And I was like, I didn't even go to school here, and I'm having like like tears are coming down my eyes. And Kristen's like, "What's going on?" I was like, Kristen, we're gonna be Olympians. She goes, did you just realize this? And I was like, yeah, I think it finally it did. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and representing USA and those three letters and everything that it means and the flag and everybody cheering for you. It's so cool. So what does it mean? It means everything. It's really, really cool.
John?
Hey, congrats. Thanks for hopping on with us this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it kind of in that same vein? What does it mean to be on the short list of Creighton Olympians? And how cool has it been to just kind of watch the program have the success it has since you've been gone?
Yeah. I have always told anybody and everybody that'll listen, if they are even considering Creighton, they have to go. It is a special place. I still am connected with Kirsten, and I still talk to Angie and honestly other assistant coaches that were at Creighton while I was there. I talked to some of the professors. Like it really is a family. So to be on the short list, to be a Creighton alum, honestly, all of that is so special to me. And Creighton will forever hold a very special place in my heart.
Andy?
Hey, Taryn, maybe not technically speaking, but what maybe some lessons that you learned at Creighton that carry on to your daily life on the court, off? What did you learn here in terms of taking it forward? Maybe from Coach Booth and maybe just from your college years here in Omaha.
Oh my gosh, my favorite thing that I've learned from Kirsten, we were about to go play at the Big East Championship, and I was so nervous. And I'm usually talking all the time and smiling and happy, and she was like, Taryn, what's going on? I was like, I'm so nervous. I'm so scared to play. And she was like, what is the absolute worst thing that can happen after today? And I was like, we lose. And she's like, are you still going to be alive? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, are you still going to have family and friends that love you? And I was like, well, yeah. And she's like, then you're going to be okay. And I know it's so simple, but when you're so wrapped up to have something to look on the outside of perspective, it is huge. And so I've actually taken that into my professional career. And I go into tournaments and I'm like, if we finish ninth and I'm super disappointed, well, it takes me a little while because I get angry, but it takes me back to that conversation. I'm like, okay, I am still alive. We are in a different country. This is so cool. We get to be competing at the highest level, and we lost by 2 points to one of the greatest teams in the world. Life's okay.
Will that be tougher though, being on the Olympic stage? Will you have to remind yourself even more, or does that make it easier because you're at the Olympics?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't know how that is all going to impact us. We actually did a huge USA sports psych meeting, and I realized that everybody that was in that room is really crazy, including myself, because we are signing up and working for years to put ourselves in the most stressful and pressure-filled situation that you could ever dream of for an athlete, which is fantastic, but we are crazy for wanting to do that to ourselves. So yeah, everybody is like, it doesn't, nobody can prepare you for how it's going to feel, and you can try to work up to, hey, this is going to be the amount of pressure that you're going to do. I'm going to do this. No, you just, once you get there, it is, how is your body going to react? And we're about to find out in a couple months.
Clayton?
And tacking onto what John asked earlier, in addition to being one of the handful of Creighton Olympians, you're the first female Creighton Olympian as well that Rob pointed out
Really?
to us. Yeah. What do you think of when you think of that fact as well?
That I'm so blessed. That's so cool. I had no idea. Wow. Um, that's really special because there are a lot of people that did not get the same opportunities as me, and there's so many little girls that are coming up and they're playing volleyball and they're playing beach volleyball, and I even look back at my two little sisters, and I did not have the experience that they are getting, but I'm okay with that. Like, somebody had to walk so they can run, and there are so many people, so many female athletes before us that made all of this happen. So, honestly, just very grateful towards them and very grateful that Kirsten picked me to be able to come to Creighton.
John?
Sure. What are you looking forward to getting over to Paris? What have you been before, or is there something that while you're over there you absolutely have to do before you leave, or yeah, what's that going to be like being over there?
I love boats, and the opening ceremonies are on boats. So I am thrilled. I cannot wait for that. There is also a bakery that I can't even pronounce, but that is my favorite bakery that we have been to. And yes, we went the 2 years before, so this will be my third time. But our first year there, we actually stayed for 3 or 4 extra days, and we were like, we're gonna explore because then we don't have to go try all the pastries because there's a lot of them on every single corner and they smell amazing. And we can just kind of see everything so that we don't have to feel like we're missing out.
I don't see any questions. So Taryn, I'll ask one. You went to China when you were in college for Team
Yeah.
USA. How is this different? And have you gone through the fitting of the uniforms and all that? And what was that experience like if you've done that already?
Wait, so what about China?
Just how is this different, or will that help you prepare having
Yeah.
already worn Team USA on your chest?
Yes. I mean, wearing Team USA on every single international competition, it is so special to put that jersey on. And even this last tournament, when we were in Brazil, there was an entire group of military men and women that were there watching us. And in the crowd, the sea of Brazilians that were screaming and booing us, you could still hear USA. And that was so cool. They had like shakers and clappers and everything. So, um, to be able to again put that jersey on every single time, it is very special to me. They hand us those jerseys right before we play, and I take it, and I'm just like, when you see USA and then you flip it over and then you see your last name, you're like, all right, we have an opportunity here, which is really cool. What was your second question?
Photo, video shoots, all that stuff with Team USA. Have you done that yet? And what's that like?
Yeah, I can tell you my life has been crazy. It doesn't feel real. Sometimes I feel like I am faking it because I'm like, how, who let me be here? But yeah, we sent in our sizing for the uniform or the opening ceremonies outfit, and we are filling out paperwork, and there is a lot of hoops to jump through, but I will happily jump through every single one of them for me to be able to go to the Olympic Games. But yeah, I that's what I will say. I feel like I am like watching myself in a movie because it doesn't feel real. And like I said, when it's like hit me like a ton of bricks, and it did today, of this is real. We are going to the Olympics. We qualified for the Olympics, which is really cool.
Thanks. Andy?
Taryn, what are your expectations? I mean, what are the goals? Obviously, to win gold, but what would you consider success with this Olympic Games experience?
Huh. Yes, gold is the goal. Obviously, every single team walks in and they want gold, so it really is who's going to show up on that day because there are so many teams, and we've played all of them for the last 2 or 3 years while Olympic qualification has been going on. We have played nearly every single team, every single country. You always match up against them. So you like walk into a tournament, you're like, hey, hey, hey. And you have to be like friends but enemies. But you see each other every single weekend in a different place. And then you're like, hey, what restaurant did you go to? So it is like a weird balance of like friends, but you on the court, it is battle time because you are all trying to achieve the same thing. But oh, great question. What would be success at the Olympics? My goal lately has been to go in and play with joy and happiness and actually enjoy the moment instead of being so overwhelmed or stressed or worried about the outcome. So yeah, that's been my goal this year, especially is like focusing on the process. So to you, that means nothing, but to me, Kristen, and my coach, we're going to be able to see if that process is being executed. And if the process is being executed and something happens and the game doesn't go our way, at least we know that we were doing the right things and it didn't fall in place.
Got a minute or two left. We'll go to Clayton.
Just looking ahead to when you're out in Paris, there'll be a lot of people watching out in Omaha and across Nebraska on NBC. Just to see what's your message to all those people that are going to be supporting you so feverishly. You may not really get to see it out there, but what do you want to say to those fans?
Thank you, because this journey has been anything but easy, and I would do it all over again. But thank you for the support and the messages and whatever type of support you are showing to me and my team. It is greatly appreciated, and those are the things that keep us going when we don't want to go do a workout tomorrow morning and we get a message and somebody's like, hey, you're my favorite team, or hey, I'm so excited to watch you. Immediately have a burst of energy, like I will be fine. And so that's just, it's collecting it from a bunch of different people, and that's the only way that I feel like you can be on this journey, is with a bunch of other people supporting you.
Rob's on mute, but I think
Sorry, final question. We'll go to Andy.
final question, Andy. Hey, Taryn, can you take us through, like, real quick, rough schedule? When do you leave? How much do you got to do between now and leaving for Paris? And then is there one or two people that you want to meet? Because obviously you will have access that, me, Clayton, and John and Rob will not.
Yes. Okay. So this next, what is it? It's May 13th. So we leave July 20th. That's when the Olympic Village opens up. We're going to fly there with our coach, start getting some practices in, get on that time zone change, get some work done so that you don't have any jet lag trying to work everything out. And yes, opening ceremonies are on July 26th. So this week or 2 or 3 is going to be kind of crazy. At the end of this week, we are playing in the domestic tour, the AVP. So we'll be out in California. And then straight from California, we are flying to Portugal. And we are going to be competing there in our last Elite 16 of the Olympic qualification. Yes, we have qualified. The reason that we are still playing in all of these is one, to just kind of, keep competing and keep getting better and keep learning. But the other thing is that the top 6 seeds hold their seed in the Olympic Games for beach volleyball. So we want to be as high of a seed as possible. And then after that, we are going to come home and we are getting, this is going to be crazy, a whole month of training without having to leave for a tournament. Actually, that's a lie. We get 3.5 weeks. And then we are going to go to one last tune-up in Switzerland at the end of June, early July, come back for a week and a half, and then we fly out. So that's my year in a nutshell. It really is. It's wild. I've missed nearly every single wedding. I've missed every birthday party. I've missed every holiday. And luckily, my family and friends still love me. But yeah.
Who do you want to meet?
Who do I want to meet? Oh, great question. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I want to stand by them because they're just going to be so small and so cute, but I love the gymnasts. I think they are so impressive. I do not know how they do what they do. When I was watching the Olympic Games when I was a little kid, the gymnastics, that was always on the TV. That is always what I wanted to watch. Sean Johnson, like all of those people. I also want to meet I mean, the NBA is really showing up and sending a lot of stars. So I would meet the whole team if possible. Man, honestly, all of them. I didn't realize how much it takes to get there. Obviously, you like think about it and you're like, oh yeah, that's a lot. No, it's a lot. It is a lot. And so every single one of them that is there and they worked so hard and they sacrificed so much. I feel like it really is a unity or a bond of, hey, we all did this and now we all get to be here and we all get to put USA on our chest because of it. So I have the utmost respect for every single one of those athletes. They could all get dead last and I would still be so proud of them because it truly is amazing to be up there.
Taryn, thanks